Hi guys, I'm Uncle Richie.
Yo, what up? J Money's back.
And this is C10. And you're listening to the Uncle's Podcast.
And we're back. Welcome to the Uncle's episode 60. I've got a pretty old friend of mine, Alwin Komolong. He's someone who I met playing soccer back in Moresby for PNG SOE. And since then, I've followed his progress over the years. He's done so many great things in the soccer, or as some of you know it, football world. Going over to New Zealand in high school, playing soccer there, then going to America, also playing soccer for a few colleges, and then over to Germany to experience what professional football was like there as well. And then finding himself back in PNG, where it all began, and winning a few comps with Ley City, plus on top of all of that, representing his beloved home country, our beloved home country of Papua New Guinea. So, bro, just wanted to say, thank you for hopping on tonight.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah,
Been following it, so now I'm finally on it.
Yeah. We've been, I guess, looking at you for a while. Like we've got a big list of people who we want to reach out to, and I mean, as soon as I heard you in Brisbane, I was like, man, I gotta get Alwin on. But before we get started, we always start off with a bit of a timeline, just to give people an understanding about the person you are and where you came from. So, bro, take us back. Like, where were you born and raised?
So I was born in Ley. I like to say raised in Ley.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we did come out here to Brisbane actually for 4 years. Mum and Dad did their PhDs. So I actually started playing football here in Oxley in Brisbane.
Oh, wow.
Which is interesting because it's just down the road from now the club that I play at. So it's almost full circle.
Yeah.
My career. But yeah, born and raised in Ley, Unitec. Back when no mobile phones and just riding bikes around and big open fields and
the best.
Yeah, best place to grow up, I'd say. Yeah, Unitec, and then I think then I moved to grade 7 or 8, moved to Coral.
Yeah.
POM. That's when I met all you guys.
Yeah.
David Brown, all them lot. So got into the Coral team and then finally went into the SOE team, and then I think it's just after that sort of one thing just sort of led to another.
Yeah.
Managed to get a opportunity to go to high school in New Zealand. Me and David, we both went across after the under 17s.
Yeah.
And then again, one thing just keep leading to another. I got a chance with college, and then went over there. First college wasn't that great. Second college, that's where I ended up settling down. And then in between all that, national team, all that, got an opportunity to go to Germany, and then managed to sign a professional contract. Did all that for 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
Came back, and that's when sort of COVID struck. And glad I got the opportunity from Ley City. Ian Chow reached out and offered me a deal I couldn't turn down. So very grateful at that period. COVID was pretty tough on everyone. So I'm glad I ended up staying there closer to family and everyone. So did my time there, and then just came to a point where I needed to get out again.
Yeah.
So a perfect opportunity came up here in Brisbane with Lions, and here I am.
And now you're here.
Now I'm here.
Well, let's you went through that pretty quickly there, but
sorry.
No, that was perfect introduction for our people that don't know you. But I mean,
there's a lot of in between, so I just started.
Well, that's fine. Like we'll go back. I think you gave me a good platform to work with, and we'll slowly unpack each of those moments in your life.
Trust me, there's a lot.
There's a lot. We'll be here for a long time. But let's go back to life in Ley.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a Moresby boy.
Yeah.
I've only been to Ley once. But what was life like growing up in Ley?
Simple, man. Like it was as I said, no, we didn't have phones back then. Like we always outside, because Unitec, for those who know Unitec, there's always these big open fields everywhere at the university, and like you have all the lecture halls and that. It was like just one big playground. What I remember, we'd ride our bikes everywhere. Like we'd have lecturers chasing us off because we'd be like doing burnouts outside of lecture halls and stuff like that. But yeah, it was pretty simple, and a lot of friends, because all the kids were always outside playing, like, the classic pop gun war, peggy touch, soccer. Soccer was like big, like that was everyone played. I think the best club at the time was Sogo Football Club, and they literally trained right in front of our house.
Wow.
So like the legends, Richard Daniels, PNG captain at the time. Like these big dog players were like, I didn't know it at the time, like I don't know who they were at the time, but you later find out that they were these players. But yeah, we just watched them train and play and pick up balls when they were doing shooting practice, and then we'd have our little field. Like we used to actually get a mower and cut the field, get the grass, and then just line it up outside. That would be outside, and 2 goals. Or just every afternoon. Every afternoon match.
Would you say that's where the your love for soccer came, or was that just what everyone was doing?
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't really play anything else apart from that. I played a bit of cricket.
Oh yeah.
Played a bit of cricket because cricket was also, because all the cricket clubs played at the university as well. So that was fun. Played a bit of cricket, bit of rugby league. Yeah, just a bit. Not enough to really capture my attention. I think I was just always focused on football and just doing tricks, and that was the big thing, like just tricks. I don't know if you remember those Yoga Bonito videos.
Oh, bro.
Those
Nike,
ones.
like in Brazil.
Yeah, we used to just like, because YouTube wasn't that big, have it on a flash drive, plug it in, and just like watch it on repeat and just try and copy that. Just every afternoon doing tricks.
Oh, the Yoga Bonito ones. Yeah. That's a throwback.
Yeah, like Ronaldinho. Thought they're like chesting it, playing around. But yeah, it was good times playing. I don't know. There's some dangerous things we did as well. Like, that was dangerous.
I'm sure everyone
like
has
climbing trees and playing touch peggy in trees, like people falling off trees. It's just, when I look back now, like we're crazy. We could have died. Like,
shit. And why did you guys move to Moresby? Like, is your parents had an opportunity?
Yeah, my dad got a job in Moresby, so he left the university. But mum was still working in Ley. She works for Nari. So we ended up moving up to Nari, where she still is. We still have the house there. And dad was in Moresby at the time, so I think he saw something with Korobosia had like a team that goes to Cairns or something. But for some reason that year they didn't go. It wasn't organized. So that's why he brought me over, because he wanted me to get into football. So I ended up coming over for that and just pretty much played school soccer, I think, until I got noticed by the old man Wayne Taylor.
Well, I mean, that's where I met you. We were all playing for St. Joey's. You at the time playing for Koroboro.
Koroboro.
And we had all these other teams, like, David Brown and Fagi were living light. 2 guys that we were always worried about. They were the 2 best players. And then you had other guys like, you remember Samson?
Samson Percy.
Oh my gosh.
He was a gun.
Bro. All of those guys, like, I still think about them today, like when I look back at, my time playing soccer, like those are probably, the main guys that...
Billy was a goalkeeper. Billy Ame.
Billy.
Who else was there?
Oh.
I'm trying to think of the names now.
There's a few, but so that's where we met, and Wayne Taylor, he was just
legend. That guy's a legend. I think for football in general and development, like what he did was class. Like I don't see anyone today doing what he did.
No,
at all. Like what he did was he poured his heart and soul into it, and
he did into us as well, like as players.
Like,
I think he just gave me like belief. Like I was quite a reserved, sort of shy player, and until Wayne Taylor used to tell me like, you
Yeah.
Like, you can do it. Like, he'll just like drill it into you.
Bellowing around
Yeah.
with his cigarettes.
Yeah, just finishing a packet again.
Yeah.
Oh.
First touch crucial, second touch critical. Just,
Oh.
it was good.
Yeah, he was something else. But yeah, I look back at it and I remember some of the trips we did, like to Solomon
Yeah.
Islands. That was
Yeah.
a bit of an
It was an
eye-opener.
experience, yeah.
Oh,
Like you
bro.
don't
We
get to test yourself against international kids, and it's like
yeah,
there's such a buzz around it. Like
it was like, I think we were 11 maybe.
yeah, 11, 12 years old, just
Yeah, and
international tournament.
let's just go to SI and see the place and
Yeah,
play on the Lawson Tama, and
yeah,
oh man, it was amazing. Like I just remember I was so nervous that like
yeah.
I really didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like going out on the
Yeah.
field and stuff. Like whereas you see like other guys like
Yeah.
David Brown, for example,
Or Samson. Samson was like always on top of it.
those guys, they just like they were made for it, sort of thing. But would you say like, actually, yeah, I wanted to ask this question, like, you've going through your whole career now.
Yeah.
Like, who would you say is like the best player that you've played with?
Played with. It's tough.
Yeah.
That's a really tough
That's a
question.
tough one, eh?
Hey everyone, Uncle Richie here. If you're enjoying this episode, please give it a like, leave us a comment below, or subscribe to our channel so we can continue doing what we do best. Now back to the episode.
I mean, if we're talking quality-wise, like obviously the ones in Germany.
Yeah.
Like I got a few mates that have gone on to big clubs and stuff like that. So they're probably up there. But I mean, there's some genuine, really good PNG players as well. Like that are really good. I really enjoy playing with them.
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel Simon's one of them, midfielder.
Yeah.
Raymond Gunamba on his day.
Oh.
When he was really on form, that 2016 Nations Cup was just unstoppable.
Wow.
Michael Foster.
Yeah.
These guys, David Muta, like playing with them, like was like you just enjoy it, like because they're so good as well, touching the ball around. Wow. You should have asked me this before, so I could have a think about it. Man.
Yeah. No, those are some big names there.
David Brown, obviously, up there.
Oh yeah, I think he's my one player. I didn't play too many years, but I'm lucky I got to play with him. Yeah.
So you got me thinking now. Like I'm really trying to think.
That's all right. We can come back to it. But moving on, I guess, after we met, I came down to Brisbane, and then sort of went on my own path. But then you were in Moresby, but then got the opportunity to go with Brownie to New Zealand. How was that for the both of you?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm trying to think about how I felt at the time.
We would have been
just buzzing, nervous, but buzzing as well. Like it was like cool to be noticed. Because while we were over there, we were told already that there's people watching and like you're just like this buzz, like international scouts, like first time PNG tournament, like so I think me and Brownie got told beforehand that there were some schools that were interested, and it ended up working out, offered full scholarships to the both of us. He went to one school, I went to another school. Ended up playing against each other. Which was always fun, but it was good that we both went over together, so we sort of like kept an eye on each other, and
that's good.
Yeah.
And at the time, were you playing striker?
Yeah, that was the striker days, man.
Yeah, I remember.
The goal scorer.
Yeah, bro. I remember, like, just because Alwin always had the height.
Yeah.
So, like,
lean,
corner,
big air throw.
Any corners just fucking in the box.
Yeah, can't run like that anymore, unfortunately.
And then, so from NZ, I mean, you get the opportunity to go to college in America. And that's like, another massive step in itself.
Yeah, it was different. Like, I had all these like preconceived ideas about it. But I ended up going to a school, the first school. I mean, met some good friends there,
Yeah.
really good bunch, like group, but it was just the environment was terrible. Like
Yeah.
nothing what I expected. Like
Oh,
it was
really?
like
Yeah.
a little town in the middle of nowhere. I would like the coach was just classic American, just loved to run and yell and stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
just, for me, it was like a culture shock almost, like because I'd just come out of playing in like New Zealand and then PNG. I played a year or season with FC Port Moresby,
Yep.
and I was on fire that year, like scoring goals, everything. You know, PNG football is like one touch here and there, and then you go to America where it's completely different style of football, more concentrated on the physicality side of it. And so I didn't really enjoy it that much, that first college. But luckily enough, I knew some people that got me a transfer and ended up going to Northern Kentucky, which was 10 times better.
Oh, that's
like,
good.
Real good environment, good facilities, like just class.
Yeah.
Like the gear, NCAA Division 1, so it was real good.
Yeah.
Coach was still a bit, you know, classic
good.
American. The guy had never played football. But yeah, the one thing he did that was like mental toughness. That's the biggest thing I learned from him.
Yeah.
Like in the moment, we hated him. Like we absolutely hated him.
Yeah.
And, like the stuff he would do and say.
He was just hard on you guys.
Yeah, very hard. Like he'd make us train in like in freezing cold, like just with t-shirts on. Like he'd say, you have to train how you play. Like in the same stuff. And it's like, yeah, but half the time, you know, you're doing a drill and then you're talking for like 10 minutes and we're standing there freezing.
Getting sick.
Yeah. But like just stuff like that, where we'd be losing or something, you just walk in and just absolutely rip the whole team. Be like, if you don't pick this up, 5 a.m. running shoes, stuff like that.
That's just,
Like really, but character-wise, like you always kind of knew where you stood. If he had a problem with you, you'd know.
Yeah.
But the good thing with him was you can, when you go into the office and talk to him, everything gets settled there. It's bang, water on the bridge, shake your hand. When you're out, he's your best friend again.
Yeah.
Almost like that's what I kind of like. He doesn't like hold a grudge. Once you've edited out, it's done.
That's good.
Yeah. We move on, we move forward.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So that's what I liked about it. Towards the end, our relationship wasn't the best. I think we tried to cancel my scholarship because we played for the national team. He was pissed off that I missed one game, which I understand the principle of.
Yeah.
But like, I mean,
you're representing your country though. Like it's different to
Yeah. But the one thing I'd say I learned the most from him was like the mental toughness side. Like we'd go through some heavy running where you think like, mate, what is this? This isn't football. Like we're playing football, we're just running half the time. But then now when I go back and think about it, like, or if I'm doing fitness now, it's like, shit, if I can get through that, like, what is this? You're not gonna die. You're really not gonna die. Yes, it sucks, it hurts, but you'll be all right. Like,
we'll get through it.
Yeah. So
yeah. And then from there, while you're over in the US, like were there many PNG people there? Did you run into a couple?
Not in that part.
Yeah.
I don't think I ran into any PNG people in that part.
Wow.
They were around, but like, America's so big, man. It's massive.
Like, what was that like for you? Because, like, obviously, you know, born and raised Papua New Guinean.
Yeah.
Like, was it tough? Like,
like you try to adapt to the culture at times, and you know, try to copy what they do, sort of just try to fit in a way. But then there's other international kids there as well, so. That's like the international boys sort of hang out a lot with each other. And
I feel like everyone gets each other because you're all sort of, you know, away from your home.
Yeah. And like when you get like English, the English culture is a bit similar to our side, like in certain ways that you can relate to. When you're bantering the Americans, it's always like, okay, we'll gang up on the Americans and to them a bit, make fun of their little traditions and stuff, but like it's all banter, it's all fun. Americans enjoyed it as well, but they're cool people, they're very nice people. Americans, I really enjoyed my time there.
That's good. And then Germany.
Germany,
what was that like? Because you know, not a lot of people, especially PNG people, get the opportunity to go to Europe and Germany, see places like Germany. Like, how was it? I'm sure it would have been freezing in winter.
Oh yeah, it was cold.
Yeah.
It was cold, but like got used to it. I mean, I was already used to it from playing in America. Like the American winter was actually probably worse, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like at one point, I think it was at minus 26 degrees, snow, wind. Like it was terrible.
That's not good.
Yeah, I just like I remember we played like a like a I think it was a quarterfinal for our conference.
Yeah.
Like negative, like the net was literally like frozen. Like the net, like the ball hits the net, and it's like you can see it doesn't catch the ball. It's like
Yeah.
moving together as a wave.
Oh no.
It was that cold,
Jeez.
and I had leggings on,
Yeah.
and like obviously he gets out and yells, "Got to take him off!"
Ah.
while we're training. So like run into the freezing. It's like -6 or something. I have to take the leggings off. Nothing on it, just sportswear. I found out what cold was that day. It was just t-shirt and shorts, no pants, nothing. Just mate, that was. I'll leave that to the imagination. How cold that was, man. That was something else.
You would have come off the field and still been cold.
Oh yeah, I was cold for the whole day. I was cold for the whole day, man. Like
Oh shoot.
you'd be warmed up in your room, but you're still like your core is cold.
Oh man, that's yeah.
Yeah. But,
I hate the cold, so like
Yeah.
even Brisbane is like cold for me.
yeah.
Yeah, bro.
It's not bad. I don't mind it.
It's good.
The
It's-
mornings I don't like. I don't like
Yeah.
when it's cold in the morning.
Yeah, it's like that. All that frosty stuff.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
And when it's windy, well,
Oh, not for yeah. I can't do it for too long. But then yeah. But so, what club did you play for in Germany?
Germany, yes. So I got the opportunity through our national team coach at the time,
Yep.
Fleming. Highly rated that guy, coach. He really got us, did some really good stuff with us. And
Yeah.
again, like I didn't plan for it. He just sort of pulled me aside and said, "Hey, look, if you want, we can sort of set it up." Like he was already talking to people, and
Wow.
this is already 6 months before they were already like calling and asking about it. But I still had half a year of college to do, so I was like, I'm not gonna leave. I'm not gonna do 3.5 years and then just drop that and go. So they were okay with it, thankfully.
That's good.
Um,
And at the time, were you still playing striker?
nah, man, I slowly progressed backwards over the years.
Yeah. Okay.
So I went over to Northern Kentucky as a striker.
Yeah.
Ended up playing as a striker, but on the wing as well a few times. And then the next year, moved to midfield.
Wow.
And then the following year, sort of moved to centre back because I played well there, and there was no other centre backs. And I was like, okay, playing centre back now.
Yeah.
And then, I played with my brother centre back. Oh, that's with the national team. So that was my first time playing like as an out and out centre back. I trialed as a midfielder.
Yeah.
So I was playing midfield in all the practice games and whatnot, and then coach pulled me aside and said, I'm going to put you at the back with your brother.
Wow.
So all right.
Okay.
What do you say? Like, you just
Yeah.
get on with it. So played centre back for PNG in that 2016 Nations Cup.
Yeah.
That's where I sort of, from then on, I've just sort of been a centre back.
Yeah. And is that the Nations Cup? Is that the one where you scored that goal? Or am I thinking of the Pacific
goal?
Games?
Which goal? There's two goals.
Yeah.
There's only two, but they have
What's the
times.
Yeah. Okay.
Pacific Games, I scored one in PNG.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was under 23s.
Yeah. Okay. That was a
Against
header
Fiji.
or something.
Yeah, the header.
Yeah. I remember that one. And then the other one, was it a penalty? No.
No, the other one was like 2 years ago in Qatar,
Yeah.
where I flicked it on, the guys cut it back, and I've just sort of first time finished it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember the Pacific Games one clearly because that was like bronze.
Yeah, bronze. It was for bronze.
player.
Last minute of the game.
Yeah, like first ever medal as well for
Yeah,
PNG
like
soccer.
30 years or something.
At
The
the-
last time they got a bronze medal. Yeah,
All right.
that's another. That tournament's another story, man.
Well, we got time.
Yeah, we
Well, we're getting a bit sidetracked.
Yeah, sorry. Back to Germany, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got the opportunity through the coach, Fleming, and then he put me in touch with my agent, which is now sort of still my agent. We're pretty good friends.
Yeah.
And yeah, he flew me over. It all went pretty quick, to be fair. Like, I kind of was like a bit scared. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to go or not, but ticket came through. I was like, all right, got to get on the plane now.
Yeah.
Got
turning
there.
back.
Yeah, picked me up, took me straight to the club. They gave me maybe 2 days to sort of get over the jet lag, and then again went real quick, went straight into training. And I think 4 days later, I was playing against Stuttgart, the Bundesliga team. So there were guys like Brekalo, plays for Croatia.
Yeah.
Ginter, like some big Asano. Asano was playing there. He was on loan from Arsenal.
Jeez.
And he was on the wing. Like, I didn't know these things going in. I just I'm not following like who's where and whatnot. But then like you get told after the game, like, oh, this guy plays here. I'm like, oh, okay. Asano actually scored against Germany in the last World Cup.
Jeez.
The guy that sort of hit his smacked it near post against Rudiger.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was at Stuttgart at the time, and I remember having to mark him. That was my first game. Yeah, I apparently played well.
Far out.
I was just, just playing how I normally play, and
Yeah.
I was keeping pace with Asano, so he's probably one of the quickest players in the league at the time. So I didn't know I was quick. I mean, others will say I'm probably slow, but hey, I kept up with the guys, so
Yeah.
I take that.
That's so cool.
And yeah, that was the first big game I played, and I was like, oh, this is now. Yeah, this is nice. Hadn't signed yet, but practice match, and I think we had another practice match, if I remember. But then we went away to what is like, they had their preseason camps up in like the mountains and stuff.
Oof.
And yeah, you're just away for 3-4 days, and that's when I signed my contract when I was up there. So
yeah. What was the feeling like?
oh yeah, this is it.
Yeah. That's crazy. And then you go on for how many seasons were you with them?
So I was there for one season, but it was like probably the craziest season. Like three different managers, like going through injuries, stuff like that. Up and down season. Playing really well the first few games, like getting game time, and then we have a bad run of results, and then the coach gets sacked, which is still crazy to me how it happened. It's just goes to show a lot of how, like, this is all the background stuff that goes on, like the dressing room, how you have to win the dressing room. The coaches have to really balance egos and players.
Oh, it's a whole
That's what I remember, because I was just sort of fresh, like, I've come from PNG, man. I'm just grateful to be here. Sort of.
And you were still young then, like
I was still like 21, 22.
So,
And just being there for the first time and seeing how, when I look back now, I think like, man, some of these guys like really, it was really baby sense what they're doing. Honest, like I remember we were going on a recovery run, and the captain's running around like, coach, stay or go. And I'm like, how are we voting for this? Like obviously I want to say stay. Like I just thought, like, looking back now, I just thought maybe the senior players weren't really the greatest leaders at the time. I don't think they held it together. Some guys, they might not play as much, and then they get unhappy, and then as I learned from college, the pity parties, people form pity parties, and they get together and start moaning to each other and being depressed and whatnot, and not really like just be positive, and
doesn't
really help. So that's just what I remember. Maybe if they watch this, they have a different opinion. But yeah, I mean, that first team as well, like playing against guys who had come through like professional youth systems. Like, this guy came from Bayern Munich.
Oh shit!
Like, he'd been at Bayern Munich his whole life, and like trained under Pep Guardiola. Never made the first team, but like played up to under 23s and then moved to us. Another guy had played for Hannover in the Bundesliga. 2 years before he came there, he was like playing against Dortmund.
Oh my gosh!
Like, earning pretty good money as well. Like, it's just like a melting pot for like guys coming down and guys going up. So
just
in that league
between.
And it was a very big club as well for Stuttgart. Like, a very rich history. I think. Yeah, they go back to like the 1800s, that club. That's how old they are. So very traditional club, very large supporter base in Stuttgart. yeah, fans always singing your name. Like,
Yeah.
when you're doing well, fans singing your name. When you're not doing well,
Yeah, that's
start yelling at you. Like,
that's a whole different
like they have their
level.
own, they have their own forums and stuff where they talk about people, and it's like, oh
Oh shit.
man, it's crazy.
Yeah, it'd be a different whole different world over there in Europe
yeah.
because they love soccer, football. Like it's live, breathe,
Oh, yeah.
die. Like
It would be like winter, and these guys with shirts off, lighting flares with a microphone just on the fence, like just singing, man. Like we'd go away games, and there'd be like always at least 30 to 40, 50 people that away fans that travel as well.
oh,
And
just
they'd be up
diehards.
there, like like proper diehards, like they got tattoos and everything of the club insignia and everything. The ultras, let's talk about the ultras.
Yeah,
But yeah, that first season was an eye opener. I'm glad it went the way it did, because you got to learn real quick how it goes. Because we ended up getting relegated, but I mean everything happened for me in that first year. Played well, didn't play well. Manager sacked, had injuries, had to get surgery at one point.
yeah.
Got to the end, relegated. That wasn't nice. We had like 100 cops, riot police on the field to stop the fans like storming the field.
To
Like,
get
it was
to you guys.
Yeah, because they're pissed off, man. Like they wore black. They wore black that day. All of them. That's how bad it was. They were already relegated. They wore black
Oh my
to the game.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What the hell? Yeah,
It
so
was funny, man. But yeah, a lot happened, and then we ended up getting relegated. So I moved on. I thought I could get something better.
yeah,
That's when the summer transfer window opens, and
yeah,
you're sort of just, again, another thing that I've never encountered before, like getting transfer rumors. Your agent calls you, he's like, yeah, this club's interested. At one point I had like Heracles Almelo, who plays Eredivisie, like against Ajax and all that, like proper first division, and they were like interested. It was between me and another guy.
shit.
And then the weeks go on, and you're calling agent like anything. It's like, yeah, we're still talking, and then it goes quiet. Then like it's like, because your expectation is here,
Yeah,
and then the mental,
you don't.
it's
hear
a free
anything.
fall, man.
Yeah.
It's honestly a free fall. I was so depressed after that, and like you get little bits here and there, and it's just like, oh, nothing. Yeah, and then
That's tough. Yeah.
yeah, man. I remember like that was a really tough summer having to go through that, because I also went to the Czech Republic to trial with a second division team. So I was there for about a week.
Gee.
And looking back again, like I was a bit naive
Yeah.
not to sign with there. They wanted me to sign, but I was like, coming from Stuttgart, big club, going to this club, it's like not the same type of amenities and environment. Couldn't speak the language as well, Czech, so
Tough.
very tough. And I think I got injured in like one of the last days. Like I pulled one of my muscles, and I was like, that's it, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like, this is my
I'm
chance.
out. That's
I'm
my
out.
sign. Yeah.
I think I left the next day. Packed my bags, went back to Germany.
Yeah.
Then my grandma and family live in Germany as well, so
Oh, that
luckily
would have
I
been
could
nice.
go back to them. Just stayed out there for a bit, and then that's when it starts to really, it gets closer to like every season starting. By July, all the squads are pretty much set,
Yeah.
and you're still without a club, so you're just like, oh shit, maybe I'm not that good, maybe I'm shit. No one wants me. So yeah, that was the mental side of it, like real tough.
Yeah.
Like I just remember having like having real bad anxiety, like just being, I'm at my grandma's house, just freaking watching TV all day. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And then just that's when it was good. Again, I went through it, and you learn a lot about yourself and ways to overcome it. And I think I just, at one point, I was just like, fuck it. There's nothing I can do about it. Only thing I can do is sort of keep fit, train. Luckily, I had an opportunity to train with Holstein Kiel. They just got promoted to the Bundesliga finally.
Oh, wow.
This year. Yeah. So at the time they were second, but I trained with their 23s.
Yeah.
And their coach was a guy called Ola Werner. He's now the head coach at Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga.
Oh, shit.
So he was glad to take me in. He's like, yeah, you're coming from a good club and you can keep fit with us. So yeah, I was like, brilliant, love it. So kept fit with them for the whole 6 months. Didn't get paid. I'd I think I worked like construction during the day.
Really? In Germany?
Yeah, in Germany,
Wow.
work construction during the day, and then 6 o'clock evening, drive to training,
Yeah.
and just train. It was like everyday training, so it was like an everyday thing. Start at 7, end at 9 p.m. Just doing that. Kept doing that. Kept fit.
Yeah.
I think I was the fittest ever. Like that time, just
Yeah.
every once a week doing a 10K. You know, just it's just stuff you can control. Really, that's how I sort of looked at it. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't just be fit and ready for when an opportunity does come. Just that's the only thing I can control, being physically fit and
Yeah.
ready to play. And then luckily enough that opportunity came. So that's when we got I think I was on the field actually at the time, like just practicing some passing, and then the agent calls and he's like, get on the train tomorrow, you got a trial here, third Bundesliga. I'm like, oh, sweet, let's go.
Wow.
Packed my bags, went down, trialed for 3 weeks. At the end of it, they signed me. So and then that was it. That was third Bundesliga. So
jeez. And that was how many years were you?
I was only half a season there.
Just half a season.
Just half a season because again, like torrid time, but I got relegated again at the end.
Oh shit.
It's just been like the story of my European career. Just run of luck wasn't the best. And then after that, I did the 2019 games in Samoa.
Yep. That's Pacific Games.
Pacific Games,
Representing PNG.
Yeah, finished fourth. But
when was the first time you played for the PNG men's soccer team?
that was 2016.
That was 2016 at the Pacific Games.
Nations Cup.
Oh, Nations Cup.
Nations Cup, yeah.
Nations Cup.
That was the first time I debuted. My brother actually debuted before me. Like,
really?
yeah,
Wow.
he was 18. Debuted before me, had 2 caps before I did.
Oh man! And what was that feeling like? Obviously, it's a very sort of emotional moment. A lot of people don't get the opportunity to like represent their country and don the jersey. So like, what was that like for you?
That first game, I was pretty nervous because again, I was sort of new to the centre back role, like and playing in such a high stake game, like you're so aware of not messing up.
Yeah.
I just remember how I was then versus now. Like I was like, what were you doing back then? Like what was that? Like there's like 20 meters of space in front of you and you're like passing it back to the goalkeeper. Like that's how on edge I was.
Shit.
I don't think anyone noticed that.
No.
I was very self-critical at times, so I just I was nervous. But then once you get into the game, again, when you're playing with good players as well, it makes it so much easier. Good senior players as well in front of you, and like again, they just did the work up front. Like they were so good up front. We just had to keep it tight at the back, which we did throughout the tournament. And I mean, you get sort of prepped for it, like playing in the youth teams coming up, learning how to deal with match day, because it's so different, like mentally, like a friendly match versus an actual match, or playing club versus playing for your country. The stakes are just so much more higher.
So much higher.
Like one mistake can cost you a spot in the semi-final or something like that. So
it's just got to be switched on.
It's got to be
the whole
like
time.
You just have to zone in when it really counts. So
and what was it like? Obviously, being paired with your brother, both holding the centre back spot.
I mean, brothers off the field, but on the field, it kept it pretty professional. Helps also like with communicating as well. Like I don't think we've ever had to really talk too much to each other on the field. We kind of just know.
Well, that's the thing,
where we are, and when he goes up for a ball, I know I'm covering him. When I go up for a ball, he's covering me. So that partnership has been pretty good.
I mean, it would have, like you said, like you would have just made it a lot easier because you instinctively just know what he's gonna do, and he'll know what you're gonna do.
Like people say instinctively, but like I don't even know if it's instinct. Like it's weird. It's just like, okay, we're brothers and we just get on with it. Like just sort of get on with it.
I think that's probably it. Like you just it makes it easier because you don't really care because like that's your brother. So
but don't worry, we give it to each other as well. I feel at times like
siblings always gotta You always get a clash somehow.
There's always a bit of to some of the stuff we tell each other as well. So stuff you can probably say to each other, but you won't say to maybe another person because it's a bit different. The relationship.
Someone might take it
the other way. Yeah. It's like but like that kind of stuff as well. Like that's going back to the Germany thing. Like that's sort of like the difference. Again, I think I learned to be more ruthless from Germany. Like just being like you don't have to be a nice guy. Like everyone's fighting for their spot. Yeah. Like you can't be. I think my agent said it the best. It's like you don't want to be the guy that everyone says he's a nice guy, but as that person, like, oh yeah, if they ask, oh, who's Alvin? Oh, Alvin, very nice guy, but like there's always that but. So you want to be that ruthless guy, like not overly ruthless, not a dick or anything, but like you got to be selfish when you're playing because you're fighting for 11 spots on the field, and every day is that's the thing. Like I learned so much from that little period in Germany, how to be a professional, turning up every day, being consistent, because you have one bad session, like that could mean you're on the bench. Like it's just so cutthroat. Very cutthroat. And like you could be best friends with guys on the team one year, and like next year, like you don't know them anymore because we've all moved on to other clubs. And you got to get on with it. New life, new scenery, new team. Everything's different again. But if you hold on to those core principles, like you can get through it. But just being ruthless as well, like on the field, like just being told like pain in the asses to each other on the field. Like off the field, everyone's like fine, like it's cool. But on the field, like
once you get on there, it's like flick the switch.
That's the difference. Like coming back home, I think my first year back in the league, like I think I was a bit too overboard with it. Oh, really? Just like being on top of everyone's case. Like I like to keep the standard high. So if I'm coming back in the team, like we're going to keep it here. They're going to, like, if you're not doing your job, you're going to cop it. Like, there's no other way you're going to learn. You're going to learn. I'll let you know if you're not doing your job.
Which is
you may not like it. Like you may not like it, but that's where you have to get on with it. Like if I'm not yelling at you, you're doing something right. Like,
and I mean that, like, returning back to PNG. I mean, at that stage now, you would have experienced the world. Played professionally and played in different parts around the world as well. So, like, how was it for you going back into football back home? But also, I guess you just touched on it then. Just you were a bit more assertive and confident, and
just confident in my ability, and like going back. Because I was really trying to get out at the time to go back professional, but then COVID happened, so that kind of threw the whole transfer market into whack, and like flying was difficult, so it just wasn't the best time to get out. And again, thankfully, Ian Chartley Biscuit reached out and offered me and my brother an opportunity to go there, and I mean we came in at a very tumultuous time. He had just sacked the coach, and like a lot of players walked out. With the coach, good players.
And that was Ley City?
That was Ley City, Walked out with the coach. It was a very, like a bare squad, like young players. Still some good players that came back. But, I mean, he even told us, like, when we signed, he wasn't expecting us to even, like he said, if you make finals, that's good enough for me. But we ended up going undefeated the whole way through. We won the grand final. I just remember that first season back was like we just try to keep the standards very high, because that's what it's all about, really, in everything, standards. I think if you have set high standards and have a good group that enforces those standards and keep those standards high, then that's where success really happens, by maintaining standards. So that was the biggest thing, like in PNG football as well, like the standard. People say the standard is low, but it's honestly like we all have a responsibility ourselves to also lift it. You can't just play the victim card and say, oh, the standard's low, I'm going to be low as well. No. We all have a choice to make a difference and keep the standard high, personal standards as well, and that all contributes to the bigger picture.
And I mean, it showed for you guys, because what was it, 3 years in a row?
Really good 3 years. Like
Yeah.
In the league, we went undefeated. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. I don't think we lost the game.
That's crazy.
In the league. In
Yeah.
the Champions League, towards the end, we lost. Like towards the end, that was when I was sort of on my way out of the club.
Yeah.
We lost a few games towards the end, but those first 2 years we were pretty much unstoppable.
Yeah. What's the Champions League like? Because obviously that's you
Yeah.
play other Pacific,
Yeah.
the number ones in other
Yeah.
Pacific countries.
Yeah.
So like you'd go to Fiji, Solomon Islands.
Yeah.
They'd come to PNG, play you guys. Like, what was that like?
Yeah, no, we ended up the first year we did it, COVID happened, so they cancelled the tournament altogether.
Oh.
Second year again, I think it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But the third year we went to Auckland and we just played in one area in Auckland against other teams.
Yep.
Which was around the time where I sort of got injured. It wasn't the best tournament for us. It was also at a time where I think standards started to drop a little.
Yeah. Okay.
That emanated from the top as well, like from the coaching down. Like I think standards dropped.
Yeah.
We weren't at our best that tournament, not by a long shot. But it was still a good experience. I mean,
yeah.
But then it was just crazy. Like OFC plays a tournament in Auckland in the middle of winter on an AstroTurf. Like all these countries coming from the Pacific Islands. Like who does this?
What the hell?
I'm pretty sure they're not even match fields. They're probably like training fields or something. But like, you just wonder, like we could have played on maybe a grass pitch, surely.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's so many in Auckland.
Yeah.
Like what?
So I'm not sure. That's something I don't know about. Maybe I shouldn't.
That's something.
That's something
we
else.
might light some fires elsewhere. Yeah.
But didn't help.
Yeah. I mean, well, look, before we finish off, like, I just wanted to, or maybe we'll come back to that question to see who the best ever player you've played with. Maybe one international and probably your best Papua New Guinean.
Best Papua New Guinean and best international. I gotta think about that. International.
Yeah.
Papua New Guinean would have to be best Papua New Guinean player that I played with.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give a shout out, Reg Devani.
Oh.
Reggie Devani.
Yeah.
I played with him towards the end of his career, but like I still saw the glimpses of his quality.
Yeah. And I mean, when I think about like the best players I played with, like it's usually a player that I know, like when they gonna either catch the ball or touch the ball, like something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like some magic's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like was he that guy?
Not necessarily, but like he just did he made the right decisions.
Yeah.
And he scored some goals where I was like, wow, that's just intuitive. Like that's just a classic striker's finish type of thing.
Yeah.
We just pop up in areas and finish it.
Yeah.
But then saying that, like Raymond Gunenberg as well is also a special player. Like like when he's on it, like he's on it. Yeah. Left foot, like dribbles like Messi, like just like almost unstoppable in his prime. Like he just 1-2 go, slot it. And then like see again, it's so tough. David Brown as well. Really tough.
Yeah, Brownie.
Really good player that I played with like since school soccer days. And he's gone on like he played. Do you see that he played against Roma? Jose Mourinho, and he scored like a banger from outside, like 40 yards.
Bravo ancora Tammy Abraham a spazzare, poi il tiro. Vabbè. A spazzare, poi il tiro. Vabbè.
I watched that.
He only scores bangers. Like I've seen his goal highlights, only bangers.
Yeah, it is like
it's ridiculous.
And the whole crowd are like they're all going off for him. Like he has his own fan page and shit. And oh man, he's doing so well. Yeah.
Haven't heard from him though in the last year, but hopefully, David, please message us back.
Yeah, hopefully you're doing well, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. No, thank you for coming on. I mean, before we go, I wanted to ask you.
Keep it going, bro.
Yeah,
stories, man.
I mean, we always ask people because I feel like a lot of our audience is around that like 25 to 35 age group. So, getting to the stage now in life where, family is very
Yeah.
important, and, thinking about your future, setting up your future. But, you're a pretty new father, I'd say.
Yeah, he's almost 3, the little one.
Yeah. So still quite young.
Still quite young.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit tough being out here because you want to be back in these toddler moments because they're pretty fun.
Of course. Yeah.
But it's just sacrifices you got to make for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to come out here. I couldn't stay back in PNG. There was nothing really much to offer in terms of football. So
Yeah. And I mean, what was the like the experience like of being a father? Because I mean, I can't imagine it. I'm
Yeah.
not a father yet, but
trust me, man, it'll come naturally. Like
Yeah.
for me, it was like I don't know, you go from being not a father to a father. You get thrown in the deep end. You learn real quick.
yeah,
Yeah, so I just try and have fun with it.
that's the
Always.
main thing. Yeah.
Always, yeah, keeping him, put little balls in every room of the house, make sure he's kicking a ball
Yeah.
everywhere.
Got his eyes on a soccer ball at
Yeah,
least.
he's
Yeah.
pretty coordinated, so he's got a left foot,
Ooh, lefty.
left foot.
Nice.
But he's also playing tennis. He's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
He's taking after his mum as well, and he's like his technique is
Yeah.
like we're just like, oof, that's pretty good for a 2-year-old.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, I mean, they correlate because, tennis, you need good footwork, right?
yeah,
When you're on the court, you're moving laterally, you need your feet to be working well because when you're taking a shot, it's all about foot placement as well. And then, soccer, it's without your feet,
yeah,
there is no soccer.
yeah.
So,
He's pretty coordinated
Yeah.
for his age, I'd say. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's normal or
Yeah.
or that's just my kid. So I'm just like, okay,
and
superstar.
I mean, he's probably gifted, because like both his parents are.
I'll try not to push him too much. Pressure.
Yeah.
I don't like put too much pressure.
Be that dad.
Yeah.
At the sideline.
I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be, but I'm scared I might turn into it. We'll see.
Oh, I saw a lot of those fathers going.
Oh, yeah.
Growing up, you see lots of them.
That was Daniel Taylor's childhood. That was Daniel Taylor and Pomme Sui.
Shout out Daniel. Yeah, bro. And I mean now, like you're in Brisbane. You're playing for a club called Alliance.
Yeah, Lions Football Club. Yeah,
How are you guys going at the moment?
pretty
What's
good.
it been like,
Sitting second on the table.
Nice.
Pretty good squad. Like I've just been pretty pleased with everything. Like the setup, environments, like actually probably as good, if not better, than some clubs in Europe. Like the setup, the environment, good professional
Yeah,
setup, and everything's organized.
that's nice.
Really good playing group.
Yeah,
Everyone's good mates in the team, and
yeah,
yeah, I've nothing bad to say about them. Everything, all positive stuff.
Yeah.
Field is class as well.
yeah.
Play a good brand of football. So everything that you could really ask for when you're coming back from a serious injury. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, what injury was that?
Oh man, like I had well, it started off with I didn't know what it was. I had an MRI,
Yeah,
and it was so innocuous as during a game, just sort of backpedaling, looking up at a ball, and just took an awkward step and felt something.
yeah,
Got an MRI done after. They said I tore my PCL, but physios checked it. They're like, no, it's still there,
yeah.
kind of thing. So I just sort of rehabbed it. Definitely came back too early.
Shit.
That's when we went to the O League in Auckland, and
Yeah,
I was still playing with some pain and
yeah,
stuff like that. So I gave it a rest for a good 8 weeks. Felt better. Came back with PNG, played in the Melanesian Cup, which was in Vanuatu.
yeah,
We went on to win it as well, so it was pretty nice. But played well the first few games, and then in the final, actually, like I think it was 18 minutes in,
yeah,
I think I took a step and I just felt something like didn't feel right.
yeah.
Looked at the bench and like, oh shit, there's no one on the bench that could come on. Like, gotta stick it out. So I played through it.
Really?
Yeah, when the adrenaline's going, it's
Yeah,
you can sort of push those
yeah,
pain receptors aside and just
Yeah.
get through it. But the next day, I couldn't walk. Like,
yeah. Swelling.
swelling.
Yeah.
Like, didn't really matter. We had the trophy, so it was just, everyone was just celebrating, and
Yeah.
got stuck there for a week, which sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, just did that, and then I was just sore. Couldn't do the season. Finished the season with the club. Didn't play much. Went to Germany for our family holiday and got another MRI done, and they said I have a cartilage defect. So
Yeah.
my
Meniscus?
not meniscus. It's called an osteochondral defect. So it's like the femur
Really?
going down. There was like a tear on the cartilage there
Oh, so on the femur.
on the femur.
Oh, that I've never heard that before. That's because
Yeah.
I've had like multiple meniscus, ACL.
Yeah, the classic knee injuries.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, thankfully I haven't had that yet.
Yeah, bro.
But
You don't want that.
got a consult. Well, my aunt was a surgeon, and she looked at it and she's like, "Oh, there's nothing much you can do about it. Like you just have to learn to play with it and strengthen yourself." And
Yeah.
I was like, "Really? Like, really? There's nothing I can do." Like,
Yeah.
so I ran it. I have a mate who was in Qatar.
Yeah.
He's at Aspetar sports hospital there. So I always tend to run things by him, like as a second opinion. And it was like, oh yeah, no, we do the surgery here. It's pretty common surgery now that they do. So
Shit.
yeah, just got the ball rolling there, and had to sort of fundraise to pay for the whole thing. But in the end, that's something that I'm really grateful for. Like I got so much support from that, and you really realize how much of an influence or part you play in the community. And it was good to see that and like feel like the love from everyone.
The love for it. Yeah. That's so good.
They supported and managed to get over there and get the surgery done. And
and now,
now I'm back. So yeah.
Awesome, bro.
Back at it, trying to get back in it.
Yeah.
My doctor today, he was like telling my brother about his knee, and he was just talking about my knee. It's like, oh yeah, man, your brother's knee's cooked. I was like, what? It's like, really? Is it that bad?
Oh shit.
Nah,
don't say that.
But yeah, if you see every footballer's knees at 30, like everyone's knee looks cooked.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, I think it's just part of the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that anyway. Yeah.
So yeah.
No, well, thanks, bro.
Yeah. Well, the PNG boys come in next week.
Oh, really?
Team, they'll be camping at Lions. So we play Nations Cup. We fly out next week Thursday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it'd be great to because we do vlogs as well on the side. Like, it'd be great for us to come and just interview a couple of the boys.
Yeah, man. They'll be down here. They'll be at Lions for a week. So from Thursday to Thursday, they'll be down there. So
okay, cool. I'll
PNG
shoot
team.
you a message and we'll come along and speak to some of them. Thank you, everyone, for joining. That was Alwin Komolong.
Thanks. Stop strong.
Stop. Thank you.